back, y'all. We are so excited. I mean, like, really excited. We have Reece Sweeney. Is it Sweeney? I don't want to say your
It
name
is.
wrong.
You got it
Okay.
perfect.
Okay,
So you got
good.
it
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay. And Reece is from Blackyard Chickens, and he is quite popular. But I'm gonna let him explain who he is a little bit. Um, just how, just give our listeners a little idea who he is. So if you could just let our listeners know, Reece, a little bit more about you.
Hey, what's up? First of all, thank you for letting me come on your podcast. I'm a big fan and I'm ready to talk a little bit with you.
Aw.
But yeah, absolutely, definitely a fan of you and Wilma. But let me get to it. So I do radio by trade. I'm on 107.5 in Atlanta. It's Magic. It's the same radio station as Steve Harvey Morning Show. That's what I do. My other job is with a nonprofit organization called Positive American Youth. We do a lot of things like food pantry, feed people, and all that types of stuff. Really fun work, really heartwarming work, and appreciative work. But on the other side, I have this small little homestead, and it's turned into a project to get kids interested in the backyard lifestyle and chickens and rabbits and goats. Oh my!
That was a lot. That was a lot at once. I was hoping that you would bring up your organization because I know, like I said, Reese is so humble though. I mean, he's so humble. But I know a lot of people know you from like TikTok and Instagram, but maybe they didn't know a lot of the organizations that you're part of that you give back to your own community. And the reason why you started chicken keeping, a lot of people started in COVID because they wanted
Mhm.
to add chickens. They were afraid of, not being able to sustain their family with food and things like that. And that
Yeah,
may be part of it, but you said that you're doing it to help the youth and to provide for other families. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. That is you're definitely one a very humble man. But um
Thank you.
we would like to hear maybe some reasons of why, other than, I know that you said that you wanted this is going to be to help your community, but were you on a farm when you were little? I mean, did you grow up in Atlanta, the city, or were you out in the country? I mean, I know
Yeah, man,
has some country
right.
parts to it.
They do. Yeah, Georgia definitely does. Atlanta not so much, but I wasn't raised just here. So I was born in New Jersey. It's hardly no country parts there.
No,
I
no,
was
there's
born in
not.
right. I was born in Montclair, New Jersey. I moved around quite a bit when I was young. Me and my mom moved around a lot. But I did have a great opportunity. I live with my grandparents. I live with my granddad and my grandma. It was like the best thing ever. And they were living in a small town called Garysburg, North Carolina. That's where my mom is from, and her seven siblings, right? Um, and I lived with my grandparents for a little while, and it was amazing. My granddad owed some land. He owned some land. His next door neighbor had like some chickens and pigs, and I just kind of fell in love with animals. Then he let me get dogs. I caught snakes. I caught a jar full of bees one time when I was little. It was the scariest thing for my mother because she hates bugs. So like I was trapping the bees in between the screen door and the window, right? My granddad said he ran out of honey. So I put flowers in between the windows, and the bees would come in there, and I cut a little hole out, and the only way they can get out was I put the jar up to the hole, and they would come in the hole. So I just catch one. At the end of the day, I had like 20 bees, and
That's
my granddad
kind
was like,
of genius.
I didn't know what I was doing. I had to be like 6 or 7 years old. And when at the end of the day I stole my granddad, he was like, I was wondering what you over there doing. He's like, you caught all the bees? I said, yeah. He said, well, how you do it? I showed him. He said, he calls me Bubble. He said, Bubble, I can't even get mad at you for tearing my window up. So I said, Pops, I was trying to get you some honey. So I
that
mean, I grew up like that. That was part of it.
So when did you get into radio? Was that something you always wanted to be? Is on the radio?
I think my dad saw it before me. I played basketball in high school and through college. And I thought, everybody that plays and tries to play at a high level thinks they're going pro, right? And then I started realizing everybody was much taller than me. So I was like, let me figure this out. So I thought I was gonna do like, yeah, exactly. So I was like, I thought I was gonna be like maybe coach. I still love the game, but it was I was getting interested in different things. So long story short, when I say my dad saw before me, he used to say, I think you're gonna be a broadcaster. He said, because every time you talk, people listen, so you got to pay attention to that, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where the bug got planted. But it's a long story how I got into radio. But I ended up doing professional radio in 2013. I got my first opportunity to be at a large FM station. It was at a hip hop station, and I was doing overnights, and I was doing very well, well enough for them to say, "Hey, let me try you out on the weekends and the daytime," and that did really well. Then the opportunity opened up, and I got my first contract gig in 2016 on Hot 1079 in Atlanta, and that where it went so amazing for me up until the pandemic. It went really really good. I was number one in the market, did really well, got on some TV shows and stuff like that. Sorry, I was moving something, kicked the thing, but it went
Is
really
it?
well, and I ended up doing radio, so that's how I got into it.
Yeah, I did kind of. I was doing my FBI thing, because women are really good at like being FBI agents. But I did
Y'all are
see. Yeah, yeah, we ain't playing either. Okay.
at all,
We-
at all. I tell
yeah,
my
I
wife
did
that I'm like,
see.
you are
Yeah, yeah, we can. Don't even try to hide it because we can find it. So it just hiding it
exactly,
makes it more
exactly.
fun for us to figure it out. But I did see you were,
Yeah.
I did see you were on some all kinds of different TV shows and talk shows and things like that. Um,
Hmm.
do you think that it, growing up the way you did with your grandparents and that, do you think that helped you now with your chickens and with your goats?
Hmm.
Do you think you were more
Yeah,
ready to get them? And also, do you live in the city or are you in the county?
I did. I lived in the city. I just moved to the county. Like I moved to the county in February. The city was
Oh,
tired of my shenanigans. They got sick of me. I said, you know
yeah,
what? I've been put out of better places than this, and I left.
because the city has a limit on how many chickens. It definitely limits
Hmm.
anything that you want to do, really.
Hmm. Yes. Yeah.
So
No
now that
goats.
you live,
Couldn't have
no,
goats
oh,
in my
no goats.
HOA. Hmm. Hmm.
No goats, no goats. But it also limits how many chickens you can have. It's like 5 or 7 or
Yeah.
something like that. It's a really
Hmm.
small, unrealistic number that, I mean,
Thank you. It is.
yeah, yeah. I,
It
I
is.
know,
It
like,
is. I was in the city. They had too many rules. I couldn't do it.
yeah, I don't know how anybody could live in the city. Although I know some people who own chickens that live in the city, but we won't say
Hmm.
how many chickens
Who,
they
right?
actually
Who,
have. So,
how many, right? They only have
yeah,
five, if anybody
we don't know.
asks.
Do you have what? How many do you currently have? How many chickens do you have? How many did you start with, and how many do you have
Let
now?
me see. How many of y'all is it? I think it's 17 right now in there. I may or may not have just ordered 20.
Chicken math is real.
Chicken math is mathing. So it is real. I started out with two. I started out with two chickens, two golden comets.
And where did you get those?
It was from
What?
his farm, not too far from here. He was in the county, not too far from where I was living at the time. And the chickens were in terrible condition. They were in
Oh,
bad shape. I didn't know anything about chickens at the time, so I know you asked earlier. Did growing up with my grandparents kind of prepare me for this?
yeah,
When I stayed with them, it did and it didn't. I didn't know any of the things to do, right? Because I was very young, but I
right.
did grow a love for them. So the love makes you want to find things out and makes you, keep the interest and want to make
Yes.
things better, right? And figure it out. So it did help with that. But the actual what to do and how to do it, no, not at all. Not at all. Yep. I got from
It.
my granddad, if you want to do something, you'll figure it out. That's what I learned.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, since that you have added more, I assume that you're trying to
Hmm.
educate yourself more, like reading more, maybe
Yes,
reading
yes,
books.
I'm trying to.
Where are you getting your
Absolutely,
information
absolutely.
from?
Uh, books, YouTube University. Google, the College of Google Institute,
Yeah.
you, everybody I follow, you, Heath, Shocker Chickens, Urban Chicken Farmer, the blogs on Purina, Purina's website. They have some really good blogs.
Oh yeah, they do. They have a lot
So
of good
basically
stuff.
from those places,
Well,
lots
the
of
only
great
reason why I
information. So
ask is the reason why I ask, I'm not judging like where you get your information from. I just know our listeners a lot of
mhm.
times they get confused on where to go. You know,
Yes,
you hear your
yeah,
mother's cousin's brother tell you, to put
hmm
XYZ in their feed and it will fix, everything they've ever had in their entire life.
right,
So I like that
right.
you are suggesting going to real places, like Purina's website, there are
Yes,
different YouTube universities for like Chickenz, and there's lots of different books
hmm
like Gail Damerow and things like that that are actually out there that you can uh, educate yourself. Like you said, if you want to, you will,
hmm
find a way to make it better for them. So yeah, that's a great answer. I
yeah.
appreciate that. I really do.
I also don't. I also will call the vet very fast. Like I'll call a vet and ask him. I'll call some local farmers, ask them a question. If some will make the time of day, some won't. But it's like it doesn't hurt to ask a question, especially because these animals basically have their lives in our hands, right? So I don't put my pride. I put my pride to the side when it comes to that, and it's like I don't mind asking people a question. I do get books and I like to cross reference. And I just got that, I think, from a journalism background. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, if I get this piece of information, I have to cross check it because if I don't, then
absolutely.
I'm responsible for putting out bad information. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, especially
hmm
with your account,
So
like your
always,
account.
I would say
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah,
hmm
definitely.
Yeah, I would
That's
say
a very
always
good tip
cross
too.
check.
Yeah, because you're someone else is
Yep.
watching
And
you.
then
Someone else
anytime
that
I
knows
put out
less.
information.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good. I
exactly.
appreciate
And
it.
I always say that. I say I'm not an expert. And if it's something I don't know, I say I'm trying this out. Right? And I'll let you know how it goes. So I always do that too. So like this, don't do this. I'm doing this, but don't do this. Let me try this out and show how it goes. Like I got right now. I got this water system right now, and I said I was try it out to see how it goes. I've made like 3 mistakes with this thing already, but I think I got it under control now.
So, what kind of chickens do you have? Oh, and I know you have goats. So, can you tell our listeners what kind of goats you
hmm
got too?
Yeah, I got to go. And the reason I want to do this out here is to actually take you guys around as we talk. So I have goats. I have four Nigerian pygmy goats. Um, let me see. Let me see if I can get them to make an appearance. The little ones are a little skittish. They weren't raised by people, so I'm like every day trying to feed them by hand a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, Major. Yep, what? There they go. Let me try the other way. Let me bring some treats and try the other way. But I
They're
have
like,
four
no, thank
Nigerian
you.
pygmy goats. Right,
They
no
didn't.
camera time for them. They
No
want no
camera
parts
time for
of it.
you. They're like,
Usually
this
when
is
I
not a
come in
paid
there, she's
gig.
probably like, "Where's my food?" Right. See, there they go. There they are, right there.
Oh, they are so cute. They are
So I got three
adorable.
smaller ones, and I got Maisie like about 3 or 4 weeks ago,
So
and
now you
she's
have to learn
she's
all
uh
about
she's
goats
probably
too.
the most people friendly. Yeah, I got a book that I'm reading right now. I'm following a couple cool people. Come here, Maisie. You gonna let me pet you today? I don't have any food. Hey, big girl.
Oh,
She's pretty.
she
She's
is
pretty
very
cool to my
pretty.
rubs. And I got what's up? And I got three more little ones that just keep running around. So I have Maisie out those.
Reese is struggling here. The goats must have taken over. Oh no. The goats have attacked Reese. We're in trouble. And it really sucks. And it's
It's all
embarrassing.
good.
But
It's all not embarrassing. It's technology. It happens in my studio too. I get it.
and it's hard because there's nothing I can do but just keep punching buttons, and I
Right.
don't know what else to do. But we wanted to know if you had some tips for people. I know you have chickens and you also have goats.
Mhm.
So maybe giving some of our listeners some good tangible tips that they can use, they can easily implement into their flock, to create
Mhm.
a healthier, better flock.
Okay, so one of the hugest tips I've learned is my chicken feeder, and I'll send you a picture of it. But my chicken feeder, it helps so much because it doesn't waste a lot of food. And then 10 chicken, like 10 trash cans. 10 trash cans are the greatest because they can store the food in
Yes,
them and rats can't eat through them.
that's very
Rats
true.
eat through anything plastic. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, we have some of
Yeah.
those tin trash cans too. They work very well. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what do you
So
get? Can you give us a few benefits of why people should own chickens?
yeah, one, it gets you outside. Like going outside and just being out in the sun and having fun with those chickens, whether you're caring for them, it just brightens up your day. I hate to sound cheesy, but it really does. And if you're having a bad day and you watch a little fat chicken run across your yard, you immediately are having a good day. That is like the benefit nobody knows. And then being able to give your neighbors eggs and stuff like that. Because chances are, if you have chickens and other animals, you have a dog, and your dog is loud because he's probably watching everything in the yard. So
Yeah.
bribe your neighbors with eggs. Like give
Yeah.
them eggs, and then now they don't care that your dog is keeping them up at night because he sees things moving.
do you do you have just hens, or do you have any roosters yet? Do you plan on getting a
I
rooster?
I do plan on getting a rooster. I have.
What the heck? All right, Reese. Now you're just playing a game with us.
Okay. Right, right. I'm sorry. I had a rooster in my neighborhood, in my old house, and he almost got me put out of the HOA. So I
Oh,
had to reassign and rehome my rooster. But
yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting a new rooster soon. I have all hens right now. I got a house full of ladies right now.
That's
So I have some really 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 cool birds. I love them.
yeah. They are pretty amazing.
Hmm.
We do have one more question at the end. If there's anything else that you'd like to share, anything else you'd like our listeners to know,
Hmm.
this you are feel free to tell us anything you like to. But if you don't have anything, and I know you've been very busy today, and I appreciate you being here. But we just have one more simple question at the end, and also if there is anything that our listeners could do to help benefit your
Hmm.
organizations, like if you have links or if you have,
Hmm.
they donate online, any of those things, we can get information at the. You can send me through an email
Okay.
links and stuff, and I'd be glad to put that in our show notes, and then that would allow our followers, if they chose to help with donating to your organizations. But
Okay,
if you don't
that's
have anything
amazing. I
else,
appreciate that.
yeah, oh, we appreciate you so much for what you do for your community. And I think everyone could do something on a smaller scale. I understand you do a lot that makes a bigger impact, but what are a few things that people could do in their own communities that can make an impact?
If you can't do it all, do a little. And you can do a little by supporting organizations that do it. So like us, we do feed a lot of people every month with our food pantry and some of the things we do. But the help can come from, local sponsorships and people just saying, hey, I can only give $5, but that $5 to us because of our partnerships with like Walmart and the food bank and stuff like that, that can go a long way with the family in
Yeah,
need. You know what I mean? So like you may not feel like $20 is anything, but that $20 could possibly go towards feeding a family for like 3 or 4 days, through the resources that we have. So find a good organization. Not all of the big names are good ones, honestly. Find a good organization that's doing the work and try to support them. And shop local. If you got some local farmers having eggs or chickens or goat milk or cheese or lotion, shop with them and support them so they can continue to thrive and take care of their farm and as well as take care of their community as well. Because chances are they're giving a neighbor that doesn't have food, eggs or milk or something like that. You know what I mean?
yeah, I agree. That's very
Hmm.
very true. So our
Hmm.
last and final question is: if you could put anything on a billboard, what would it be and why?
Be nice
Be
today.
nice.
That's what it would say. Be nice today. You never know who needs to see that. Somebody could be going through a crazy experience. Somebody could be going through just they may run into somebody that's not having a great day, and being nice to that person or being cordial to that person or just being courteous to that person could change the whole trajectory of what that person is going through. You never know what's going to set somebody off or push them over the edge, but I just know it's really hard to be angry to a kind person, and I do that in my comments if somebody says something weird, and I'm like, "I have a blessed day." They don't really like to argue with you after that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
that that is so true. And Wilma gets some of the weirdest comments, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
instead of just ignoring them, I'll just smile, give them a big smile or
yeah,
something. I don't come
yeah.
back
So I just give them,
belligerent, but
that's it. Yeah,
I can't take
that's
much.
it.
So
Yeah, you can give
okay,
them a little smiley face emoji, and they'll keep doing comments, and just tell them, "Hey, thank you for the algorithm
yeah,
plug. I appreciate it."
yeah. Thank you for the engagement. Okay, well,
Hmm.
we thank you so much, and we appreciate you, and we will see you around on. We'll see you around. Till next time.
Yes, yes, and next time, hopefully, I'll have more than just this blue buff like you and this Wyandotte and these Rhode Island red mixes. I got like these crazy chicken mixes. I don't know what they are, but they lay pretty eggs. Hopefully, I'll have more variety next time we speak.
Yes, yes. Be careful though, because chicken mouth is a virus, and once you get
I
it, you're infected. It's
oh, it's too late for me. Too late for me. I have full blown CM. I have full blown CM. I started with
uh,
two comets, two golden comets. I have 17 chickens, four goats, five rabbits, two dogs. I'm getting
he poor Reese. The animals just took him out again. Well, we appreciate you, Reese. Thank you so much.